So these are the 5 habits that you can start doing now to not only boost your productivity, but to make 2025 great again. Why do I sound like a certain president right now? Now, I'm not going to mention the obvious like work out or eat properly. I think we can all agree that these things are things that everyone knows already. So I'll be mentioning habits that not many people actually do. I've been doing these habits for the past few months and they've been really helpful. So in this video, I'll be sharing the 5 habits that I've been doing that would give you a strong start for 2025. The first habit we have is to eat a lot as soon as you wake up. Okay, maybe not as soon as you wake up because you're not like Patrick Star with his 3 a.m. burger. No, it doesn't have to be a ginormous 3-star buffet. I'm talking about a meal with decent protein. And no, this is not a segment of me telling you to bulk up and start working out. Now, why protein? Well, not so that you'll bulk up and become the next Kevin Levrone, although if you want to achieve that, then by all means. But rather, there are lots of benefits to eating meals with protein in the morning. For example, studies show that eating protein in your breakfast really helps a lot with anxiety because of an essential amino acid called tryptophan, which helps influence your mood and your sleep. And because it's an essential amino acid, your body can't make those by itself. That's why I recommend eating protein early in the morning. I've had anxiety for years now, and it got so bad to the point where I always had that uncomfortable feeling in my chest the whole day for months. Only did it start getting better when I started having proper alarms and waking up early and eating a big meal in the morning with protein, and it started to help with my anxiety. And another hinted benefit to eating early in the morning with lots of protein is that you're also fixing your body clock as well. By eating early, you're starting to align your meal times with your circadian rhythm, which is essentially your internal body clock. You're telling your body to start your body processes early in the morning. I've had horrible sleep schedules in the past since I sometimes play with my friends until 3 a.m., which would end up shifting my body clock really badly. However, the moment I found this method after browsing a life hack by a traveler who travels a lot, dealing with jet lag and everything, after a couple days of consistently doing this, as well as supplying my body with sunlight in the morning, I found that it was so much easier to fix my sleep schedule. So, try waking up early and eating a big meal. The next habit we have is morning meditation. Now, I know meditation has a bad rap for being way too pretentious, but I've tried it for a while now and it's actually a pretty good morning habit. Okay, just so we're clear, I'm not talking about the stereotypical meditation where you just empty your mind and have a super zen state of being for an hour. However, what I am referring to is just simply preparing yourself mentally for the day. You don't even have to meditate for an hour, you could just do it for literally 5 minutes. I started doing this a month ago and I felt always good about the day every time I would meditate and picture myself what I'll be doing in the morning. I would think about my goals for the day as well as the person that I want to be, and then I just simply go on with my day. I don't really do these fancy rituals, I don't light up candles, I don't do any of this shit. I just simply sit down on the floor and I meditate. I feel like it really primes me for the day and it really sets my mind to achieve the things that I have to do. There's just something about preparing yourself mentally for the day and to really have a snowball effect of productivity. So I recommend trying meditation for everyone in the morning. The next habit is day or weekly reviews. Now, if you really want this year to be productive, you'll have to have evaluation of your weeks. Now, definitely going throughout the year will be imperfect. We will definitely have days where we miss habits or seasons where we just don't feel like doing anything. What's more important than keeping a perfect track record is to have an honest evaluation in order to know where to go from there. An important skill to learn is to know when to bounce back from a weak week. Get it? weak. Yeah, no one's like. Try to set a ritual or a routine such that by the end of the day or by the end of the week, you can evaluate how your week went. And the key part of this habit is to really just be honest with yourself. You're not trying to glaze yourself or tell yourself that you had an awesome productive week, but you're just here to identify the mistakes as well as the small wins that you had for the past week or day. Doing this will not only keep you grounded and accountable, but you also have some knowledge to how your life is going, which is kind of one of the most important informations that you can have. Not having awareness around your life can lead you blind and you will just end up going through life without really knowing if you're progressing or not. This awareness is very important and it's much better than just simply having a perfect routine. So I recommend reviewing your week or your day if you have the time for your night routine. Moving on to the next habit we have is journaling. Now, as someone who's never really gotten into stationery or writing, this was sort of a surprise for me when I tried it out and found that it was actually very therapeutic and very, very helpful. Going back to my previous tip where I mentioned about tracking your week through reviews, jotting down your thoughts really helped clear my mind and thoughts, and it really organizes them in a way. As a chronic overthinker, I always keep thinking about a lot of things, constantly. Especially when I'm out with family or friends, I just can't stop thinking about business or school or life in general. I just keep thinking, and because of that, I literally cannot relax outside. However, because I started journaling and jotting down my thoughts into an actual physical book, I found that it really helped organize my thoughts and calm me down as a person. Not that I was an aggressive person to begin with, but having a journal gave me a way to jot down the thoughts that didn't really matter in the present and just kept mental space in my head. By writing these thoughts down as well as using the last tip, I was able to get a better mental clarity by doing this exercise. The way you can start is to buy a good quality journal, and I bought this one from the department store and it's nice and thick. That sounded wrong. And pairing with your journal, you could even have a good gel pen. Now, we got these gel pens from online and I think they're from Japan. They're really, really good, and I just really feel good whenever I use this pen to write on the journal. Journaling is also cool because not only will it collect your thoughts, but it will also be a fun memory to look back on. A bonus tip is to make your journal a distraction notebook as well, which is whenever you get distracted by something, go immediately to that notebook and write it down. Just like my last tip, it will bring awareness to what is actually distracting you and it will break you out of the loop. And finally, the last habit is a very simple one. It should just simply avoid using your phone before lunch. Now, my opinion is that the start of your day is very important because it kind of leaves a sort of foundation to the rest of your day. And if you start your day right, there's a high chance that your day will end up going the way you want it to be. Research show that engaging in activities that reward you in dopamine early in the day would most likely snuff you out of your motivation and drive you into anything for the rest of the day. So as much as possible, try avoiding scrolling or even opening your phone in the morning until you've done some work. And especially when you wake up in the morning, try avoid doom scrolling on your phone. Put your phone far away from your bed so that you don't have easy access to it when you wake up. Putting it far away will force you to get out of your bed in order to turn off the alarm whenever you wake up. It's a small habit to do, but in the long run, it will really help you achieve a lot throughout your day. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I hope 2025 is being great for you, but if it isn't, well, it's up to you to make it the best year of your life. Don't forget to drink your water, and I'll see you in another video. Bye!